Hello students, in this video I'll explain reactions of the ether, and under that first reaction is reaction with the hydrogen halide. What is the symbol of hydrogen halide? HX, correct? X is the halogen atom. It can be Hi, hydrogen iodide, it can be HBr, hydrogen bromide, or it can be hydrogen chloride. What is the general formula of the ether? We write ROR, correct? R groups can be alkyl group or R groups can be the aromatic ring attached to the oxygen. So let me write the reaction with the hydrogen halide. Now what will happen in these cases? Carbon is attached to oxygen, carbon is attached to oxygen. So it is an example of carbon oxygen bond breaking. Carbon oxygen bond breaking reaction. Bond breaks. So you have to break the bond here, right? Attach hydrogen to the oxygen and halogen to the alkyl group. So therefore we are going to get ROH plus RX. Correct? What is ROH? It is an alcohol. Correct? It is an alcohol. What is RX? Alkyl halide. We get alkyl halide. Suppose we make use of excess of hydrogen halide, then alcohol can react with the excess of hydrogen halide. This reaction you have seen in the alcohol chapter, correct? So what will happen here? Removal of water molecule takes place to give Rx plus water H2 again. Okay. Suppose it is a 1:1 ratio, alcohol and alkyl halide. Suppose you take excess, then what will you get? Alkyl halide again. That means I will combine the two reactions when there is excess of hydrogen halide. See, this ROH get cancelled, correct? So I'll write ROR. Suppose it reacts with the excess of hydrogen halide, then we'll get 2 moles of alkyl halide. We'll get 2 moles of the alkyl halide. Now HX how many times it is there? 2 times, correct? And the side product is water molecule. This is only when we make use of excess of hydrogen halide or hydrogen acid, hydrogen halic acid, correct? Now this is for the general aliphatic groups. Suppose one of the group is benzene attached to the oxygen and attached to the R. Then reacts with the hydrogen halide. Let me take 1:1 ratio. Remember, hydrogen should always goes with the oxygen. Now which bond breaks? Is it this bond, benzene attached to the oxygen bond, or oxygen attached to the alkyl group? Remember, whenever oxygen is directly attached to benzene, it can undergo the resonance. Whenever there is resonance, we'll get a double bond character. We get double bond character, and breaking double bond is not easy. Therefore, you always break the bond between the alkyl group and the oxygen. So therefore, halogen should come here. Remember, whenever oxygen is directly attached to benzene, we are going to get always phenol molecule. Phenol must be there, okay, due to resonance. And other product is alkyl halide. This is a phenol, and this is the alkyl halide. Alkyl halide. Now let me take two different targets, ROR dash. Then let me write on HX, 1:1 ratio. Remember, hydrogen always goes with the oxygen, and halogen where it goes. Halogen can go to this R group or halogen can go to R dash group. Okay. Now for time being, let me write X here. I'll give the statement, I'll give the rule. Okay. So we get ROH and R dash X. Or it can be Rx and R dash OH. Remember, H plus protonates oxygen and X minus is a nucleophile. Nucleophile generally attack the smaller alkyl group. Assuming here R dash is smaller alkyl group. So halogen nucleophile should attack the smaller alkyl group. Okay. So remember halogen X always, okay, always attaches to smaller alkyl group. Smaller alkyl group. Smaller alkyl group. Okay, this is the rule. Suppose oxygen is attached. Suppose oxygen is attached to. Suppose oxygen attached to tertiary carbon atom. Tertiary carbon atom. What is the meaning of that one? Suppose oxygen attached to tertiary carbon atom. What is the tertiary carbon? This carbon should be attached to 3 more carbon atom directly. Then in that case, halogen attaches to halogen attaches to the tertiary carbon atom. Tertiary carbon atom. This you have to remember. Okay, clear? Now based on this, you have to solve the problems. There can be fill in the blanks question can be asked. And before that, let us see the reactivity of hydrogen halides. Reactivity of hydrogen halides towards this kind of reaction. We have got HI, HBr, HCl. Okay, HI is more reactive than HBr, than hydrogen chloride. And generally we don't write hydrogen fluoride because fluorine is strongly bonded to the hydrogen atom. It cannot donate H plus easily. Okay, so HF is a weaker acid that you are going to study in P block element. Okay, that's why generally in most of the reactions we are going to take HI, HBr and HCl. Okay, clear? So now based on this we'll solve some problems. Clear? Yeah. See the first problem now. Problem number 1. Problem number 1. Okay. See here, hydrogen iodide, H plus I minus. So always remember hydrogen goes with the oxygen. Hydrogen goes with the oxygen. Halogen generally attack the smaller alkyl group. Remember, smaller alkyl group. Here oxygen directly attached to a carbon atom. This carbon directly attached to one more carbon. So it is a primary carbon. So attached to primary carbon. Here also oxygen directly attached to carbon atom. This is attached to only one carbon directly, primary carbon atom. Okay, primary carbon atom. Clear? Now, this is a bulky alkyl group. This is a smaller alkyl group. Remember, therefore, the nucleophile negative charge species I minus generate the smaller alkyl group. Therefore, bond breaks here. Okay, so the product would be CH3 attached to CH2, single bond CH, CH3, then CH2OH plus other product is, I write the reverse order like CH3, CH2I. Remember, smaller alkyl groups always attaches to the halide ion. Okay, nucleophile. It is easy to attack for a nucleophile to the smaller groups. Right? Clear? After breaking the bond, oxygen carbon bond break, carbocation is generated. Carbocation positive carbon will take up the I minus. Okay, clear? Let us go to the next example. Oxygen attached to a carbon atom. There is no more carbon atom. Here, this oxygen attached to a carbon atom, which is in turn attached to 3 more carbon atoms. This is a tertiary carbon atom is attached to the oxygen tertiary carbon atom. Okay, so H plus and I minus. Remember, hydrogen always goes with the oxygen. I minus generally attack the smaller alkyl group. There are two groups here. Now you see here it is a CH3 smaller alkyl group compared to the tertiary butyl group. So I minus should attack the CH3. So CH3 should be formed. But this is not the product. This is an exception here. Okay, exceptional rule. Okay, exception question here. Now what will happen actually? I minus goes to the tertiary carbon atom and bond breaks here. I'll explain why it is so. Okay. First, let me write down the product. So we have tertiary butyl carbon, correct? Tertiary butyl carbon. To that we have got hydrogen. And we get now methyl alcohol, not methyl iodide. Remember this one, exceptional cases. Okay. Now, I'll give the reason why it is so. Suppose I got this molecule, okay? Suppose I got this molecule, carbon attached to CH3, 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 attached to the oxygen, attached to CH3. There are two ways of breaking the bond. There are two ways breaking the bond. Either bond can break here or it can break here. Suppose bond breaks at this point, let it be A, and suppose this breaks at this point B. So there are two possibilities A and B. Now what I'll do is suppose breaks here. So this carbon is positively charged, then CH3 and CH3 and CH3. Suppose it breaks here, it can be CH3 plus. This carbon is positively charged. This is a tertiary carbocation. This is a tertiary carbocation. And this is a simply methyl cation or methyl carbocation. Methyl carbocation. It can be methyl carbocation, it can be primary carbocation, it can be secondary carbocation, it can be tertiary it can be primary, it can be secondary. Tertiary carbocation is here. Which is more stable compared to primary, second, tertiary? Tertiary is more stable. So tertiary is more stable. So it will be stabilized by the plus effect, inductive effect, or the hyperconjugation effect. Okay, clear? Therefore, now nucleophile X minus I minus easily attacks which one? The tertiary carbon atom, not the primary carbocation, not the secondary carbocation, not the methyl carbocation. So this is the reason. So remember, whenever oxygens are attached to the tertiary carbon atom, the nucleophile I minus goes to the tertiary carbon atom only in this kind of reaction, ether reaction with the HX reaction, ether with the HX reaction after breaking the bond, carbon oxygen bond, not other way around. Okay, clear? Let us solve some more problems now. Okay, next problem. See problem number 3 now. First of all, see oxygen attached to a carbon atom, and this carbon atom is attached to one more carbon, primary carbon atom, and this carbon atom attached to three more carbon atom. Therefore this is the tertiary carbon atom, correct? Plus here, minus here. Remember, hydrogen always goes with the oxygen. Suppose this is the tertiary carbon atom. Remember, the nucleophile attack the tertiary carbon atom and the bond breaks. Okay, so the product would be CH3, CH2, CH2OH, correct? Plus, I'll get tertiary butyl iodide. Tertiary butyl. This is the tertiary butyl iodide we'll get. Okay, right? Yeah. Next one. H plus I minus. Remember, hydrogen always goes with the oxygen. Now, I minus should attack this carbon atom, that is benzene carbon, or this carbon atom. See, this carbon atom is the sp2 carbon atom, this carbon atom is the sp3 carbon atom. Moreover, oxygen direct attached to benzene can undergo resonance. So there is a double bond character which cannot be broken easily. Remember, whenever oxygen direct attached to benzene, always write phenol as the product. Okay? Or nucleophile attacks generally the alkyl carbon atom. Remember, the halide ion nucleophile generally attacks the alkyl groups, not the aryl groups directly. Or the nucleophile easily attacks the sp3 carbon atom, not sp2 carbon atom. So where you have to break the bond? You have to break the bond here. Okay. So therefore, we'll get now benzene ring attached to CH2OH. Okay. Plus we'll get a phenol benzene ring attached to the OH directly. So phenol is more stable here. Okay. So don't attach iodide to the CH2 group. Sorry. Don't attach iodide to the benzene group directly. So remember, always phenol is the product form when your benzene direct attached to oxygen. Clear? Yeah. Next one. Oxygen attached to a carbon atom. Oxygen attached to a carbon atom. Both the sides are primary carbon cation. Primary carbon and primary carbon. Now in these cases, which rule you have to follow? So nucleophile attack the smaller alkyl group and hydrogen attach the oxygen and break the bond. Halogen directly attaches to the smaller alkyl group, not the bigger alkyl group. Steric hindrance will be there. Okay. So we'll get now CH3, CH2, CH2OH plus CH3Br. Okay, CH3Br. Correct? Right? Clear? I'll go for next example. Example number 6. Clear? Now they are given HBr. Remember, ethers with the hydrogen halides. H plus Br minus. hydrogen attached to the oxygen to form OH. Which bond you have to break? Either benzene oxygen or oxygen carbon bond. This is alkyl, this is aryl. Remember, nucleophiles cannot attack the benzene or aryl group. They always attack the which one? Alkyl carbon atoms. Okay. So break the bond here. So phenol is always been the favorite here. So it always favors the phenol formation. Then remaining is C2H5Br, ethyl bromide. Phenol and ethyl bromide we are going to get. Ethyl bromide. Okay, clear? Yeah. Next example and the last example. Oxygen attached to a carbon atom. So let me write down like this. Okay. This carbon attached to 1, 2 and 3. So this is the tertiary carbon atom. Tertiary carbon attached to oxygen. Then attached to 2 more carbon atoms. So it is a CH2 and CH3. HI reaction. Remember, hydrogen always goes with the oxygen. Either you have to break this carbon oxygen or this oxygen and carbon. This carbon is a primary carbon atom. And this carbon is a tertiary carbon atom. Whenever we come across tertiary carbon atom with the HI reaction, HBr reaction, remember the iodide always goes with the tertiary carbon atom. Which one? Tertiary carbon atom. Therefore, you have to break the bond here. Break the bond. Okay. So after breaking the bond, we will get now. So CH3 thrice. CH3 thrice attached to the iodide plus we'll get CH3 CH2 OH ethyl alcohol. So I'll write now here. Okay. I'll write now here. What will happen? So this carbon attached to 3 more carbon directly always break the bond here. Hydrogen here and iodide here. So I can write like this also. CH3 thrice. Okay. Carbon atom attached to 3 more carbon directly, tertiary carbon. So that should be attached to the iodide now. Therefore, remaining is a C2H5OH. Clear? Yeah. In this video, you have studied the reaction of ether with the hydrogen halide. Remember, hydrogen always attaches to the oxygen and iodide always attaches to the smaller alkyl group. Suppose the alkyl group contains the tertiary carbon atom which is attached to the oxygen, then the halogen directly attaches to the tertiary carbon atom. Okay, that's all for this video. We'll study reactions of anisole in the next video. Thank you for watching. Keep studying organic chemistry and practice. Okay, have a nice day.